I mean, hate's just always gonna be there, and like no matter what you do, like I mean, there's nothing you can do to change like a person's mind. Like if they really stand on that, like you just gotta let them be, because not everyone in the world is gonna like you.
You got to get to the point where it's just they don't know who you actually are, and if they're saying this, it's so much more about whatever shit they're going through. You just have to go whatever. It is what it is. You just have to let it slide. Hi, and welcome back to Connected and Uncensored. I'm your host, Michaela Overman, and today I am joined by Corbin Cunningham, or Corbo, as most of you would probably know him. He is a social media superstar, basically, to sum it up. I'm going to have to look at the exact stats because it kind of blows my mind that he has 5.8 million followers on TikTok, 2.19 million followers on YouTube, and 435,000 on Instagram. Like, sometimes I look at that, I'm like, I think that is insane. But thank you so much for joining us today in the podcast.
Of course. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
I guess I want to start with, so you started social media in 2019, is that right?
You've done your homework, yeah. That's
Yeah.
exactly what I started. To focus on my studies my sophomore year, and going into my junior year, I actually went on academic probation, so I could not. My GPA dropped below the minimum like you can have
Mhm.
for going to classes and stuff. So I was kind of in a rough patch, and I wanted to stop going to school. So I had to talk to my parents, and I basically told them like straight up like I'm wasting y'all's money. Like I would do homework at like 3 in the morning, have to get up for like at 8 a.m., 9 a.m. lecture hall, bored, like not even wanting to go. I walked out on some of my classes just because my professors were not professional, not teaching right, and
Mm.
so it was like I went to a junior college, so I've never gone to university, but that was my ultimate goal. But I had to talk to my counselor, and it just didn't work out. Anyway, so ended up I stopped going, and I was working at a place called Top Golf. I was a drink
Mhm.
runner there for almost 2 years, and during that time while I was working, I also started to do TikTok. When I stopped going to college, when I dropped all my classes, this was August 2019,
Mhm.
and I had like 50 followers on TikTok. I had
Mhm.
like 1,000 on Instagram. I had no YouTube channel, so I had nothing. And then
Mhm.
quarantine was my first big break. So I made videos like all throughout December, January, February, and I was working from like 3 to 11, like at least 8 hour shifts, and like 40 hours a week. And I was still trying to get in skits and content and whatever. I was dancing, I was doing transitions,
Mm.
and I was doing everything like that, that I saw, just waiting for my first video to go viral. It took like 4 months,
Mm.
4 months to get my first million views on TikTok. And then March 13th, 2020, like the day lockdown was announced and quarantine had to start, I had like 28K, and my dad had to talk with me. He was like, hey, like, you know, what do you want to do, like, with life? Like, what path do you want to go down? And at the time, I was trying to get into modeling, and that was like the original plan when I stopped going to school. Like, I told the lady who was dropping my classes for me that I
Mhm.
told her I was gonna model, and she, she was like, you have the looks for it, so best of luck, whatever. But my dad was like, you should always have a plan B, and I'm like, I like plan A,
Mhm.
like
I'm gonna go to plan A, Dad.
I've never wanted a plan B. So I that's how I am. If I'm very driven towards something, like I want that to work. Like I don't want to
Yeah.
have a backup plan or nothing like it because I'm so
Yeah. Yeah.
driven to
Yeah.
one thing. So I had 28K at the time, and I told my dad I was doing TikTok at the time, and he was like, I don't really know what that is, whatever, whatever, and showed him my channel and showed him I had a video with like I think like 3 million views or something. He was like, "Oh my god, like 3 mil, that's insane! Like I can't believe." Like he was like shell shocked and so you have almost 30,000 followers. Like that's insane. Like whatever. So he was like, "Is this what makes you happy?" And I was like, "Honestly, yeah." Like I wasn't making any money yet at this point.
Mm.
But I mean, it's truly what made me happy. So he was like, as long as as long as you're happy, and if this can make you some money in the future, and you can make income off of it, I don't
Mm-hmm.
see why not. You
Mm.
should make that your focus and make that your
Yeah.
job. So I was like, okay, bet. So boom, all quarantine, just like three, 4, or 5 videos like every day, just like in my room every day, cooking up some ideas.
Yeah.
And by the time quarantine ended, I had 500K on TikTok, and I was slowly getting Instagram recognition, but it took
Mm.
like 2 years for me to get to 10K, even just 10K
Mm.
alone. I was just grinding for that K. I wanted to be out of like
Mm.
the you know 3,000, 4,000. I
Yeah.
just wanted that K on Instagram, um, and then going on going on to like actually the same summer, like right as quarantine was still like it was over, but COVID was still really hot. So it was like July.
Mm.
I was in New Jersey, and then I ran into some other creators, and I met someone that had a manager, and he was like a mentor, more of a mentor. He didn't have
Mm.
the manager label, and I ended up going to Florida on this content trip for like a week with
Mm-hmm.
like 25 other creators from all over the United States, and we were
Mm.
all in this one house in Florida, and it was basically like a workshop. Like I got
Mm.
to learn how to brand myself, how to market myself with brands and
Mm.
businesses and whatever. So that was like my first like I'm around content creators. Like I'm in the
Mm.
industry. I'm in like an area where I feel like
This is
all
my
these people are
job.
yeah exactly.
Mm.
So that was like my first time traveling for social media, and then I slowly started making some money, and then January 2021 I was still with like the same mentor, and I hit 1 million on TikTok. And
Mm.
honestly, that wasn't the happiest time I was like the happiest milestone was when I hit 50,000 followers. Because I think like celebrating the small wins when you're coming up, you see
Mm.
that you're getting recognition, and it's like more exciting because starting fresh is hard, and yeah, I mean you don't even know if you'll ever hit 50K, 100K, 500, whatever. So
Mm.
I was happy when I hit 50K, then 1 million, and like when I hit
Mm.
50K, I was on live, I was on TikTok live, like I ran around my house, I was screaming, like I was hugging my parents when I hit it, like I was so excited because never thought I would
Yeah.
ever get this far. Like it just started
Yeah.
as fun, but I
Mm.
saw it as a job opportunity, and yeah, like it was 2025 now, and
It's your whole career.
yeah,
And I mean, so much more comes from it, right?
yeah,
Like it's not just black and white, create content, put it up on your platforms, call it the end of the day.
right.
Like there's so much more to being a content creator. But I don't know, I'm interested to know when you're at the level you're at, is it as black and white as I make the videos, I put them up, somebody else looks after everything else? Like,
Um, I mean, like, I think the thing with social media is it's like a roller coaster. Like, you have your days where they're good. You have good. I mean, every job has good and bad days. So
mm,
some days are better than others, but sometimes there's a week, 2 weeks where it's like views aren't hitting or like ideas just aren't. You know,
mm,
there's I don't know. Sometimes it just doesn't hit the same, and that's yeah. I mean, it's never fun, but it's a
mm,
part of the job, and it's a part of the commitment you have to make to yourself and this job being in this
mm,
industry. Um, it can be draining. Like I feel like a huge misconception is people look at social media content creators and they think it's like the easiest job in the world. It's easier than a 9 to 5. It's this, that, that. For some people, it can be.
mm,
For that's some like a very
mm.
little group of people. But for the majority, I mean, yeah, it's draining. It's burning. Like
Yeah,
I'm like on my phone every day trying to find ideas. Like my
yeah.
eyes are glued to my phone. I'll respond to emails. I'll do this, do that. Just really trying to figure out what's trending, what people don't want,
Mm-mm.
what people want to see. Um, and I don't,
It's a constant.
yeah, and I do everything by myself right now. Like as far as like finding content for myself, and I edit all my short form stuff. But I do
Hmm.
have a like for long form YouTube videos, I do have an editor for that.
Yeah.
Um, but that's like the only part of my team. I don't have a manager either. I've had some bad experiences with managements in the past. So I've been solo dolo, but I mean I would be open to management in the future if someone really like
Yeah.
can prove to me that they'll,
They're worth it.
yeah, because I've been like people
Yeah.
have made me promises that they haven't fulfilled,
Yeah.
and yeah.
Do you feel like the letdown has been on not kind of giving you the path that they said that they'd be able to carve for you, or how have the managers let you down?
Actually, yeah, exactly what you said. Like I used to live in a content house in another state. I'm not gonna like name drop, but like I used to be in a house. And I basically was promised like monthly income, like X, Y, and Z amount of money. I'm gonna get like I was still trying to like model and dive into acting at this point too. This was 2021.
Mm.
So I was promised like an acting coach and like modeling coach and just connection, like connections, money, like
Yeah.
we'll be in Hollywood, we'll be in LA,
Mm.
whatever.
Mm-mm.
And nah,
Nothing.
nah, I didn't get one. I mean, like it's not. I'm not gonna put it all on me, but like, I mean, if you're getting me to move out of my home, that I
Mm.
come
Mm.
from, and all the way out to the West Coast, because
Yeah.
I'm in, so I'm far away from home, and it
Yeah.
was it was just very unprofessional, it was unorganized, and it was just
Mm.
messy. And I didn't,
Yeah.
I wasn't promised any. Well, I was promised all that stuff, but I didn't see any of that. Like I
Mm.
think I was there for 6 months. I think the most I made, not even the most, all I made was like $200, and that was like from what this person promised
Yeah.
me.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I made my own money, and I had to pay rent for this house I was living in,
Yeah.
and I just had TikTok, and like there was the TikTok Creator Fund when it first got started, and the payment just wasn't really that good, and but I had
Mm.
no other income. I didn't have YouTube or Instagram or Snapchat or nothing. So, yeah, definitely those like promises not being fulfilled is definitely a huge letdown. And I was in another management in like I think like 2 years after that, but it was like a monthly thing. So I mean, if I wanted to re-sign the next month, I could have. But I wanted to be exclusive, and then like out
Yeah.
of nowhere
Yeah.
they put me to non-exclusive, like with
You can
I
do
don't
it
know
all on your
why.
own,
So
which would
I'm
be
just like,
pretty
what's I don't know,
overwhelming
I
though
don't
to
know
manage
what's
that
going
because
on.
you've
So
got, I mean, the
yeah,
amount of messages and comments and things that you would get. It's like you said, you can be a content creator where it's a walk in the park because you literally just make a video, put it up, and go whatever. But like I personally sometimes wish I was like that, but instead I'm like, I will respond to as many fucking comments as I can and emails as I can and messages as I can. And I have like 400,000 people full stop. Like you have millions and millions. Like it would be exhausting for you
yeah.
to be in that non-stop. Do you ever have detoxes from your phone or give yourself like a break, or are you just, this is it, this is work, I'm gonna hustle and I'll break later?
Most of the time I am on my phone. If I'm not on my phone, I'm taking a shower.
Mm,
I play video games with my friends all the time. I go on Discord almost
mm.
every day. So I
Yeah.
detox by socializing with my friends. Um, I like to clean when my room's not the
Yeah.
cleanest, but we're in the moving process, so I mean that's my excuse. No, but I clean. I have a dog, and I hang out with her, and
Yeah.
I'm very family oriented, so I always try to hang out
Mm-hmm.
with my mom and see
Oh,
her every day. Um,
yeah, yeah. No, I
I
like
thrift
it.
shop.
Who is Corbo
Now I'm
outside
just
of
now I'm
being
just, now I'm just
Corbo?
trying to name my
So you
hobbies when I'm
love
not on my
spending time with
phone.
your family, thrift
Uh,
shop. You have a long-term girlfriend, is that
yeah.
right? No? There's a one girl that's in heaps of your videos. How have I got this wrong?
Mm-mm. Nah.
Oh, okay. It's not just me. Good, good.
Everyone thought, yeah. I know
You
you talking
said.
about the short. Short girl with blonde hair. Is it her? Is it her? Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. That's Giselle.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we've been friends for what, like 3 years now. But like we've that's like
Yes.
so like I made so like I'm known for POVs, like point of views. That's what I did. That was my thing on TikTok and everywhere else. And it's
Mm,
it's like reenacting or I mean acting, so like playing a character. So yeah, like
acting.
we have
Yeah.
made some like flirty ones, whatever, but it's more,
Yeah.
just
Right.
yeah, and like we knew our supporters like really like seeing us together,
Yeah.
so
Yeah. Yeah.
we
Oh, cute.
everyone's
Okay,
coming
so
up with like
no GF. So
ship
when you say
names
we
for
are
us and
moving, who's moving?
yeah. So it's gonna be me
Oh,
and
cool.
my two friends, which
Mm-hmm.
are twin brothers.
Mm-hmm.
Names are Josh and Jordan, and they're
How
from
awesome.
Indiana,
And so
and
are you doing
we will
any
be
modeling
moving
and
to Los
acting, or
Angeles,
is
California.
social media the full-time gig?
Social media is the full time. I've never done modeling or acting like
Yeah,
seriously. Like
yeah.
I've modeled for fun. I've modeled for like
Yeah.
some my friends' clothing brands here and there, but I've never been paid for it,
Mm.
which is fine. Like I personally just like doing photo shoots. I like seeing pictures. I like seeing myself on camera.
Yeah.
Period. Like
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
always felt
Well, I
like
mean,
I'm
you've
a
got
in front of
the
the camera, not
charisma, the
behind
face,
the
the
camera person.
personality for it. Like you're perfect for social media. So you did mention a little earlier that some days it's fucking hard. How do you deal with that? Because is it, I mean, I guess I want to know when you say it's hard, is it hard because you're dealing with trolls and hate and bullshit? Or is it hard because it's just, a hustle and you've got to think of creative ideas? Or hard because it's nonstop? Or all of the above? Like, what makes it hard and how do you deal with it?
I think the hardest part about like kind of being in a slope or not a slope, like a slump or whatever,
Mm.
is trying to figure out how to get out of it. So I
Mm-hmm.
like trying to figure out what my weakness has been recently. Like if I go back to like older videos I did
Mm.
like prior to that, see what content people liked more, and if I switched it up and it's not doing so hot, because like really just trying to when I was doing like the
Mm.
POVs, there was a like I was
Mm-hmm.
writing scripts, like I was writing stories, like I was like a storyteller basically, and I would do like cliffhanger endings, and I made series, so I had to like write scripts out, this and that. So if I don't even, I mean, most of that content is like the same, so maybe I'll just like try to focus on what people like would rather
Mm.
see me do than maybe trying something different. I just trying to test the waters out. But I think the most stressful thing is
Yeah.
realizing that there's a stump right there, and you want to get over that. Um, it's never been like hate for me. Obviously, like when I first started, it definitely bothered me because like I feel
Yeah.
like I'm a likable person, and I'm happy and
Mm.
positive and whatever, and I don't like you. So I mean, I've been hated on in person. Like I've had a lot of times where I've had like IRL
Mm.
trolls, and I mean it's like it is what it is. I mean it's like I don't know like somewhere down the line I have like respect for people who do
To
that
be a
because like
jerk?
it takes a lot of balls to
Yeah.
really yeah. I mean yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I'm just saying like in this like in
Mm-hmm.
2025 like I don't know, people are just crazy. Like
Yeah.
people are so unpredictable, and like you just don't know how people are going to react. So
Yeah.
and I don't know, like people are like crash outs. And like I don't know, you
Yeah.
could like if you piss off the wrong person, like I don't know, some people just
Yeah.
don't care. Some people
Yeah.
will swing, some people will pull some, I don't know. Some people pull something out. I have no
Yeah.
idea. Like
No.
I don't do like
No.
arguing or confrontations or
Okay.
no. I don't do none of that. Like
Yeah.
if you're
Yeah.
saying like whatever, if you're saying stuff about
Yeah.
me that you know
Yeah.
whatever like okay. I'm just like nonchalant. Like I don't care. Like I
Yeah. Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
I'm like probably the least most
Mm.
sensitive person like in the world. Like there's nothing
Yeah.
that offends me or anything. Like I'm just
I love that.
you
I
got
mean,
it. Like,
I
you know, I just carry it, you know,
personally,
continue
I've
on
only
my
been
day.
doing this social media stuff for a year and definitely have taken on this approach in the last maybe 2 months. But before that, like it fucking hit me hard because I'm the same as you. I'm like, I'm a likable person. I'm literally just a mum, like on here trying to make people sleep and relax. But why the fuck am I getting some of these comments? Like, and it's super it knocks you out at first because it's so foreign. Like people in real life don't speak like this. But I
Yeah.
think yeah, you got to get to the point. They think ASMR creators are the worst humans in the world and they would like to make them bite the curb and put their boot on their heads. So that kind of comments still come through and I'm like, who the fuck writes this shit? But then I also said to myself, they are probably so goddamn sad that you just have to go, whatever. It is what it is. You just have to let it slide.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why so like when I watch a lot of ASMR lives and like I that's probably honestly that's probably my biggest secret that like nobody knows about me is like I love ASMR. Like I've been watching it. I don't even know
Mm.
for how long. I think like 7 years probably. I want to say,
Yeah.
and I like I just don't tell anyone. I don't know because it's like I don't know why, but like
Mm.
it's not I don't it like it doesn't have to be embarrassing, but like it is like when people I don't know because
Yeah.
every time
Yeah.
I say like oh I watch ASMR they're like you watch ASMR it's like
Eating.
yeah and they're like ugh like what do you
Yeah.
watch do you watch like people eat like eat, like their mouth
Yeah.
sounds and da, 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 da. like
Yeah.
I don't watch mukbangs I can't
Yeah.
I don't really like all that food. I don't even like when people chew with their mouth open. Period. So like, I don't really like hearing all that. But I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
if I'm not
Mm.
home, like if I'm spending the night at somebody's house or
Mm.
whatever, if I'm traveling, and
In the
if I
background.
have a room to myself, like I'll play I play my ASMR like
Mm.
with
Yeah.
yeah with I wear one AirPod and I fall asleep with that in my ear. Now if I'm at someone's house and like I have to share a room with somebody, like one of my
Yeah.
homeboys or
Yeah. So they
something,
can't
I
see.
will I like put my phone down, like face down, and have the AirPod in. Yeah, and like I
Mm.
always make sure I have my AirPods because if I for some reason don't have
Yeah.
my AirPods or headphones or whatever, if I had to play it out loud, like obviously I'm not gonna
Yeah.
play it out loud. Like
Yeah.
if I'm on the floor, like if
Yeah.
I'm on an air mattress or whatever, yeah, I'm like yeah, you're not gonna find out. I realized I think one of my friends was like, "What do you be listening to when you sleep? Like you be having your AirPods?" I'm like, "Oh, just music." I just listen to like Mac Miller. Like
Yeah.
I didn't even tell them. But it's like my like
Yeah.
just my secret. Like I watch ASMR all the time, like to when I'm bored, like just to calm down. And I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I've always had an
Mm.
ASMR experience too. Like when I was a kid, but I never knew what it was called. Like, but I always found like
Yeah.
the tingling experience when like my teachers would like talk softly, like whisper or whatever. If someone
Yeah.
has a really soft voice, and it's
Totally.
like it's something about like hearing the voice that makes you know just you get goosebumps and stuff. And yeah, like I don't. I think I've like looked it up on Google.
Yeah.
I think how I found ASMR. I'm pretty sure I looked up on Google like what is it called when people
Yeah.
whisper to you? Like what is
Yeah.
this sensation I'm feeling? And I think
Yeah.
it came up as ASMR, and I'm like, oh, like why this name? And then
Oh,
I had to look up like the what it meant.
autonomous
I still
sensory
don't know the
meridian
whole
response.
freaking.
I'm always like,
I've
I
seen it
don't
a
even
million times.
remember
Like
it, and I make it. Yeah.
I don't even
So
autonomous
Mama Mick
sensory.
is spilling
Yeah,
your beans, and Michaela Overman
yeah.
is spilling
And I think
Corbo's
when I found,
secrets. How do you feel about me spilling your
yeah.
tea? Yeah.
I mean, it's I mean, hey, it's out there, and I don't know. Like I'm not. I shouldn't
Yeah.
feel embarrassed about it, but it's like I don't know. I feel like it's just because people look at it
Mm,
so negatively, and I don't know why. Because
yeah.
ASMR artists
Oh,
seem like the most
yeah.
nicest people ever. Like I don't know, GB ASMR, Corey ASMR, like there. I mean,
Yeah.
oh my God, there's so many. I could name like a million. But like they all seem really nice. So like I don't know why
Yeah.
so many people are like
Yeah. Yeah.
just
Yeah.
I don't know. They're like,
I
what are you
mean,
doing? Like, ew, stop doing that.
it
This
really
sounds
is
horrible.
dividing. I
Like
don't think I know
I don't know. Like
any other
it's
content
weird.
that's so polarizing. Like, it's like you either love it and need it to relax and fall asleep, or you're like, what is that? And I feel like
Yeah,
even if I listen to it and I can hear my husband
yeah,
coming upstairs, I'm like, God, turn that off. Like, because he'll be like, what is that? Even though he knows that I listen to it every single night. But I mean, that's kind of the
yeah,
second half of today's conversation I really wanted to talk to you about is like destigmatizing ASMR is kind of a warpath that I'm on. Because it does, like you say to people, even when I started creating it, I was like, I won't tell anyone I'm creating it, like Mama Meat can be my secret. And then eventually I was like, why? I'm so proud of it. I'm helping people feel less anxious. I'm helping people with ADHD. I'm helping people sleep. I'm helping people feel like they have a community. I'm helping people feel like they're less alone in this world. And then I looked into the science behind ASMR and I was like, whoa, like it genuinely triggers your mirror neurons. So you think that the person is actually there with you, giving you a massage or doing your actual makeup or, whispering and telling you about their day because they're genuinely with you, like on your actual friend. And in this world where people are so isolated and lonely or don't feel connection, who the hell wouldn't want to support content that does that or helps people trigger their parasympathetic nervous system, and it actually
yeah,
puts them into a relaxed state and helps them sleep. So I kind of shifted my mentality around it just to be like, I'm proud of creating content like this. And I think as a psychologist, as my other job, it's actually phenomenal that there is content that can be so like fully all body consuming powerful. Like your whole body reacts to it. And that's like, whoa, when I'm just sitting in my closet whispering and I can make people feel that. So I get that people think it's weird, especially because of mouth sounds and mukbangs. I personally do like mouth sounds and mukbangs. I find them really relaxing. But I do get that if you don't watch ASMR, that's what you automatically think of because it's the most famous ASMR there is mukbangs. But it's also
yeah,
like quite sexualized for some people. Which again is really, it's a real shame. It's a real shame because I'd say like 95% of people that watch ASMR
yeah,
watch it to just sleep, chill out, put in the background of studying, focus, like all the other things. And then 5% potentially are weird. I love you weirdos. It's okay. I'm weird.
yeah,
But I just think that 5% has really impacted the rest of the community that loves ASMR and makes people like you be like, oh, like can't tell my friends I fuck with these. Like I get that comment all the time. Yeah.
yeah. Nah, yeah. Can't let gang know I mess with it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I see that all the time. I lie. That's like I ain't lie. That's probably like a
Yeah.
comment I would put. Be like,
Yeah, I know, right?
yeah,
But
can't let
it's
gang
a
know I mess with
shame
it.
because it's just a type of art. Like it's just a type of TV. Like it's just another type of show, but it triggers all these beautiful parts of your brain, which
Yeah.
I think is it's actually amazing. And I don't know. I think I did the same as you. Like 10 years ago, I started watching ASMR because I just Googled one day, like, why does my brain tingle when someone does my makeup? Like, why am I like, okay, describe how you're using that brush? Like, and then I looked it up and it was like, yeah, it's ASMR. And then I looked at YouTube and I was like, whoa, there's millions and millions of videos and content creators. And it was this huge world.
Mm,
Like, when I started making it, it wasn't just people who kind of knew of me. Even one of my sisters was like, that's disgusting. Like, your kids will be ashamed of you. Why would you do that? Like, people really interpret it as this weird, weird thing. Now it's very, very different now that I've kind of explained the science behind it, the psychology behind it. and what my community is. And I guess the best part is that you're part of Mama Mix community. And that's how I found you and managed to have this amazing opportunity of having you on my podcast. You started chatting in one of my lives. And I was like, the fuck? The actual Corbo's chatting in my life. And I just thought it was so cool and perfect because I was actually going to do this episode solo, chatting about what it's like to do social media and chatting about ASMR and how it's actually normal. It's not weird and it does phenomenal things for people. So why not embrace it rather than be like, oh, yeah, I watch ASMR. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I'll like if it's I don't know if it was like brought up like
Mm,
I don't know if someone were to like be like what's like part of your night routine or sleep routine, I would say
yeah,
like yeah I watch ASMR. I don't just like go
yeah,
out like to everyone I meet like oh yeah by the way I watch ASMR when I sleep, but
yeah.
I don't know
Mm,
if it's
yeah.
brought up conversation like something that
Yeah.
could lead to that like yeah I watch ASMR like I don't shy from it, but it's like
Know me. Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like that's like a fact you find out about me like
Yeah.
if you actually know
Yeah.
me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't just put that out for like
Yeah.
everyone to know. Like
Yeah.
my I don't even think
But see,
I
this
don't
is
even think
something
I
that I would
ever told my
love
parents that
to
I watch
be
ASMR like when I sleep.
different. I would
Like
love for it to be like, yeah, I watch ASMR. Same as like one of my friends watches Law and Order SUV to fall asleep every night. I'm like, that's your switch off. That's your therapy. This is mine. Why is it
yeah,
any different? And so you watch Mama Mick, which is my ASMR channel, and you watch it to just chill, sleep, focus, all of the above. And you're 25, right? Yeah. So, yes, ma'am.
mm-hmm.
So, I mean, my
Yes,
main
ma'am.
demographic on all my platforms is 19 to 25 and then 25 to 34. Mostly it's about 70% girls, but there is 30% guys. And I just love, I reckon one of the main reasons why I was like, I have to get you on to talk about my ASMR. I love that you are a 25-year-old guy who watches me to relax, watches me to sleep, watches me to just like have a laugh because I certainly make a fun of myself. And I just think that that is like, it needs to be broadcasted what ASMR can do for people of all ages, and that it's actually a beautiful type of content.
Yeah, I think I'm
Yeah.
trying to think. I think I'm pretty sure I looked up on YouTube one day just do ASMR in the search bar, and I feel like I just look at like the thumbnails and just certain people's channels and sometimes I'll just click like through multiple ones just to see because like an ASMR artist for me has
Mm.
to sound right. Like their voice has to be soft and like you know what I'm saying, it has to be soft
Yes.
enough. It
Yeah,
can't
yeah,
be too
yeah, yeah, yeah.
loud. It
Absolutely.
has to be like clicky enough. Like you get what I'm saying? Like so,
So long. But it's definitely getting more and more popular, which I personally love. But I do the same thing. I'll scroll through different. I usually actually look up my first ASMR video is what I type in because I find like newbie ASMR artists super relaxing. Um,
mm,
but and then I just go through a series of their videos because I'm the
yeah, yeah,
same. I'm
yeah,
like, is your whisper what I actually like? And then it knocks me out. Like my husband laughs that sometimes I'm trying to like get through someone's video and I can't because I'm like,
yeah,
I'm gonna fall asleep. Like this is knocking me out. And it's interesting because some of the triggers that I like, I don't think they're the ones that you like from what you've said, but like some of them I understand to the non ASMR eye, they look really maybe sensual. But in 10 years of watching ASMR, never in my life have I ever watched
mm,
one of those like 3DO kind of triggers and watched it for any other reason than, oh my God, I can't even keep my eyes open. I'm going to fall asleep. But then when I create it,
yeah,
because I am a like also kind of okay to look at, people just go, oh, okay, so you're creating it for like sexual reasons. And no, you go.
yeah, yeah. I've definitely seen. Oh, go ahead. I was just saying, like, I've definitely seen, like, I've definitely seen some ASMR artists that are like,
Yeah.
they make
Yeah.
themselves more, they show more, like, more
Yeah. Yeah.
skin, or it'll be a,
Absolutely.
like,
And that's that
the
like
title or
5% I'm
thumbnail,
talking
like,
about that kind of,
they know what
I
they're
don't want to say
doing,
ruin it
and
because
like,
like
you know what I'm saying,
I
like,
don't
they,
care
yeah,
whatever content you want to create, you do you, that's awesome, like whatever. And people want that. Absolutely, some people want that. But it's just a
yeah,
shame because then when I do the same trigger with like a fucking turtleneck and like the title just being like let me help you sleep, like nothing else, and my eyesight is like this every 2 seconds because I never want to like meet their eye line when I'm doing any of these triggers, but people will still find a way to sexualize it. So I guess I wanted to kind of just bounce that off you of like, do you also feel that you can watch some of those triggers? I know some of them don't put you to sleep, but you're just like, I'm watching it and I'm falling to sleep. I'm not watching it for those other purposes.
hmm yeah. I mean, I feel
I'm
like
just like,
overall, I don't know. It's just like,
yeah,
if it sounds right in my ear, I mean, I can't
totally.
really, I can't control it. Like, some
Yeah.
people get tingles, some people don't. Like, so, like, if it sounds right, then it'll happen. I don't know. I don't like. I'm not the.
Yeah.
Just random. I'm gonna put that out there. I think my most hated
Oh,
trigger, and this is off topic but still on topic. I think my most hated is mic scratching. I don't know why people like
oh
that or
no,
do it. Like,
I don't
I
like
can't
it.
stand that. I don't understand the
No,
spoons on them.
it's whisper.
I don't
Just
like
whisper.
tape. No, I don't. It's too loud. I don't like. I don't know, but yeah, I mean, there are some ASMR videos
Yeah.
that may not have um like my favorite triggers in it,
Because it
but
puts you in,
I'll
sometimes
still,
you're just
I don't
like
know. Sometimes I
zoned
just
in,
watch
like
it. So
hypnotized, even if you're
it
like, I
just
don't
kind of
actually
depends
like
on
that
what the
trigger.
concept of the video is.
But I do think with certain triggers, but it's probably one of the most known ASMR triggers. And I think it should be the same for all of them,
Most
even
popular ones,
things
yeah,
like, lens fogging or whatever. I don't like listening to that. I do like listening to that. But instead, people are like, oh no, that one, no, that's too sensual. And I guess I just got into this place where I got to kind of own if I've chosen to watch those things for such a long time just to fall asleep and for no other reason, I have to be more, I guess, proud of myself. And I guess you probably get to these points with your own content where you just go, I'm proud of myself for the content that I am creating because the audience that I do want to watch this is watching it. And even if there are other ones that are watching it that I don't, and they want to say whatever they want to say
yeah,
over here, it's, you can't please everybody. And it's kind of how the world works. And you've just got to kind of stay true to your own art, so to speak. And I think that it's a tough place to get to, but once you get there, it's quite freeing for the content that you do produce.
hmm yeah. They're like
Mm,
how going back to like the like how people like sexualize it and stuff, like certain ASMR. There's an ASMR artist that I found her a while
mm,
ago. I used to watch her just because she was funny, and like she actually has like, she's a good ASMR artist. But I remember like her most popular like videos were, she would basically make like, so like she understands like this the sexualization of like ASMR
mm.
content and certain with certain content. So she like fed into it and like basically became like a troll.
Right,
But
right,
like
yeah,
she would
yeah,
do like role plays. It was like these like stepsister role plays. And I see those, and it's like, it's a what is it? Oh my god, what's the word? Um
yes,
like an
clickbait,
eye
yep,
catching,
yep,
not
yeah,
eye catching. What word am I
hmm,
looking for? Clickbait.
yeah,
I'm tripping. I click,
yeah,
a clickbait. Yeah, she'd make like a clickbait thumbnail, and yeah, but like those videos did good. And but like
yeah.
obviously like she was like, she would play like,
Yeah, right, so
the
clickbait
stepsis,
photo, but
but
then would actually still
it'd be
stay true to
funny,
being her funny self. But
and
that's the thing, you can do social
yeah,
media and be successful in many different ways, and you can play into certain things like the sexual side of it, and you can succeed. But I feel if you play into that side of it and you succeed, more often than not, there's like a roof that you're going to hit and you won't get higher than that. And more often than not, it's not long term and it's not something that brands really want to sponsor and, that kind of thing. So it's like, yeah, you can gain a bucket ton of subscribers, but if you want to have a long
Yeah.
term and successful monetary, social media career, it's not what you want to do. But I also feel some people, you could take the same trigger and I could put it up and someone else could put it up, and there's a visible difference in how the trigger is like presented or the clickbait. Like if somebody's looking directly at the camera and doing sexy eyes while they chew on a gummy, or someone looks like an absolute fool chewing on a gummy like I do. There's a difference there, but it's producing the same sounds. But again, it's about, I guess, like the intent behind the creator and what they're making. And I don't know, I guess it's really refreshing to chat to somebody in your age group with your success and hear that you watch my ASMR and you watch ASMR in general for the reasons that you do. And I guess I really wanted you to talk on this podcast and, maybe be on my ASMR page, because after this, we're going to make an ASMR video, because I think it's nice for people to see, just to see somebody as big as you, right? Watching something like ASMR. And I hope just that step in itself, even if they don't listen to this podcast, I hope just seeing Corbo embracing ASMR and being with Mama Mick, I hope that that in itself helps people realize that lots of people do it. Lots of people listen to it and fall asleep. Lots of people listen to it and relax. It's fucking normal. It doesn't have to be weird. It can just be a normalized art and content form. Why don't we all just embrace that? And so that's kind of where I wanted to finish up today, is just, I guess, thanking you for giving me that opportunity to be able to normalize and destigmatize ASMR. And it sounds like you might need it normalized and destigmatized yourself so you don't feel as weird watching it. But I really appreciate you saying that you do watch it and for the reasons that you do, and supporting someone like me. I think that's really, really beautiful and kind of you. And you seem like a legend of a person. And I wish you nothing but more success on this path. Thank you so much for chatting with me today and for opening up how you have.
Of course, it's been a pleasure, and thank you. And
Yes,
I wish
so
you none
soon.
but the
Thank
best too.
you.
I see you're about to hit 100K on YouTube. Close. You're at like 91K. I was gonna say, well, like I think probably like the last thing. I'm surprised. Actually, I don't even think I am surprised. I think my supporters
Yeah.
are more surprised that I'm so into ASMR when they find me in ASMR lives. Because every ASMR one, like I'll just
Yeah.
say something and
Yeah.
they're like,
Yeah.
"Corbo, like Corbo's in here. What are you
Yeah. In
doing
the
in here?"
live
Like,
of mine,
I feel like that's like the
there was
last
like
place to
a
expect me to be, and it's
hundred
like
comments going,
I like
"What?
ASMR too.
Corbo's here? Like, seriously? Are you kidding? Like, oh my God." And I
Yeah.
just love that. I love the shock factor of that. But just going, yeah, I watch ASMR. I think that's awesome. Um, but yes, we're at like 311,000 on TikTok or something, which I started 5 months ago. So it's TikTok's going bonkers, which is great. YouTube kind of going okay, and Instagram, like you said, it is so hard to crack. It's just, it's impossible. Yeah,
The algorithm on Instagram is the worst because it just shows your videos to like absolutely
yeah,
anybody, and it's like, well,
yeah,
I mean that can be a good thing or a bad thing. It just kind of depends what you make,
yeah.
but like it's kind of like that consistently. Like
Mm,
obviously you can have your followers see it and like your content, they like it because they follow you. But like people, it literally like
yeah.
my videos, like because my main audience is like middle school to high school, like they like younger kids. But there's like
Ooh.
grown like 40, 50-year-old men that are
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that have
yeah,
seen my stuff on Instagram and they're like, "What is this? This is
yeah.
corny. This is cringe." Like what what I'm saying? So it's like obviously this is meant
Yes.
for you. So,
Yeah.
but like that's just like
Yeah.
Instagram alone. Like so, I mean,
Oh,
their algorithm is whatever. So, but
it can flow.
once
Yeah.
you
Well, I'll
understand
have
the
to chat to
algorithm, once you
you
can crack
business
it, like
after this.
it gets
But
easier for sure.
thank you again so much, and I really, really appreciate having your time. It means a lot.
Of
Oh, I love
course.
that.
Thank you
Well,
so much.
I'm
I appreciate
happy
it. This
that
is my first podcast ever too, by the
Connected
way.
and
So
Uncensored.
yeah,
I was going to say popped your podcast cherry, but that's really probably going to sound inappropriate. So I might have to, you know what I mean? Helped you do a podcast.
it's okay.
But
Yeah,
have an
yeah, yeah.
amazing rest of your evening, and I will be chatting to you over in our ASMR video.